I do. Love him like I do. That's why I love him like I do. Love him like I do.
Good morning, Sentinel. It's good to be with y'all, the LA Sentinel. You know, this is historic.
It is.
You know, so what y'all want to talk about? Well, I'm Dietrich Hatton, one of the executive producers of the show. It's just you're the overseer. You know, you can make some decisions. You know, that's all it is. You know, and if the show fails, you have to. You know, everybody's looking at you. But if it's successful, they're also looking at you. So. We believe that the show is already a success. It broke records for Oxygen, and this season is going to really take it over the top because the guys, all of us went in. I have to commend all the fellas for bringing it this season because last season, you know, it was more of an introduction for us all, for people to get to know who we were and our storylines. But people know us now. I mean, people are really invested in us now, individually, and now they're going to see more. So that's my role in this awesome production.
I am Wayne Chaney. I am a preacher of LA by way of Long Beach. Again, just love the Sentinel, love what you guys have done. Excited to again be a part of this project for another year. Season 1, Preachers of LA, broke records across the board. I think it exceeded everyone's expectation. But season 2, going to season 2, if you thought season 1 was something, you're not ready for season 2. As Dietrich mentioned, you got to meet some of us, some of the cast members. It was the introduction, but you're going to meet some of our family, see some of their struggles. You know what happens when family gets together. It goes to a whole nother level. Some of you know that from your family reunion. Right. But you know, as you know, the thing I love about the show is the themes are redemptive, and you know, it doesn't mean that there's not going to be drama. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be entertainment, elements of entertainment. But at the end of the day, the story is going to be extremely redemptive. You got to figure out how they're going to work themselves out. Stay tuned.
I'm delighted to be here at the Sentinel to talk about season 2 of Preachers of LA. It's going to be very authentic and more transparency in season 2. If you notice, in season 1, I went and snatched my sister Sean out of the dope house. She was addicted to drugs for like 32 years, and we got her into a program. And season 2, you're going to see that she graduated a year of sobriety. She's reunited with her daughter Erica and reintroduced to her grandson. So it's such a, as Brother Chaney said, a story of redemption. I think it's going to bring a lot of healing. But at the same time, you're going to see preachers are regular people too. We have crises, but at the end of the day, I choose to engage my faith and use Christ in my crises, and it gives me a peaceful resolve. So enjoy Preachers of LA. I think we're going to be around for a while.
But the culture now is ready for men of God to stand up and say, hey, I had an issue here, but I worked through it and I walked through it and I'm better now. You know, I felt like I had a responsibility to lead people, whether I was in my success or my distress, whether I'm on the top or whether I'm on the bottom. When I hit rock bottom, I said, I'm still a man of God. I'm still a preacher. You know, the calling is still on my life. Gifts and callings come without repentance. It's up to me to get back up. Now, I can preach to people in my success and tell them, when you're going through, God will lift you up and God will bring you out and you need to press through. But when I go through it, here I am laying down, so I'm done. I done messed up. God can't use me no more. Oh, Lord, they're not going to listen to me. Oh, Jesus, ain't nobody. No, you got to get up.
Give him his own show.
I'm just saying, you gotta get it. I was taught.
One man show. You're good, man.
I'm just saying. I'm animated, but the point of it is, you gotta get up. And I realized that I wasn't the first person who messed up.
Ups and downs.
And I'm not the last. So I have a responsibility to show people how to get up. Now it's gonna be embarrassing, you know, because I'm about to get on TV and tell everybody I had a baby out of wedlock. Now that broke history. That made history. Ain't no preacher ever got on national television.
2 babies out of wedlock.
No, 1 baby out of wedlock.
One. Well, the other baby was in the oven. Then he got married.
No, one.
I mean, they saw it on TV. Let's just keep it 100 or 1,000.
No,
the baby was in the oven. That's why Jay got so upset. He said Dietrich didn't tell him that the baby was in the oven. This is already on TV. Don't be embarrassed about that.
No.
God has forgiven you. They need to forget about it and move forward.
No.
I just want to keep the stats straight. I'm a statistician. I'm a statistician.
Before then.
No. Let me get the facts straight.
Well, the baby's in the oven and he got married.
Not
it's
his.
Okay though.
No, not his. It's my life. This is going in the Sentinel, so we have to make sure it's very clear.
But don't
now, wait a minute.
put it in the Sentinel.
Wait a minute. No. What I tell you is the flat out truth, because I don't have to tell you nothing.
That's true.
It's all my business.
That's right.
So you just hearing it from him, that ain't
I just said what I saw on TV.
Wait a minute. Now he's telling you what he saw on TV.
What I saw on TV when Jay married him.
No.
Jay was upset because Dietrich didn't tell
He
Jay
was married before.
that Dominique was pregnant.
married before.
Listen, he's saying what he saw on TV, just like you.
You're right.
But wait,
he made a good point.
No, wait. Make it clear, because this is going out there. I had a baby out of wedlock. My wife and I, we got married, and yes, we had all the sex in the world. They didn't know. They had no clue I was married.
I did know.
No, you did.
Shacking from the beginning.
No. First of all, I never was shacking.
Oh, here we go
No,
again.
wait a minute. Hold on.
Here we go
no,
again.
We back at this
Here we
reunion
go
thing.
again.
Hey, you should have put me in the middle.
Wait a minute.
Shacking found in the Bible.
First of all, let me give you the facts. Then you can go on and carry on.
Here we go
The facts
again.
are, I've never shacked.
Oh,
but do I believe that
man.
shacking? That's the truth.
You never shack?
Never.
I'm not denying if you say it, but
Okay.
you know.
I don't know how many times I got to tell you that before you just start.
I got some property on the move I want to give you.
No, let me tell you. Dietrich never shacked.
Yeah, he's never
Period.
said he had.
Dietrich committed fornication. Yes, he did.
defended
Dietrich repented of his sins. Yes, he did. It's like, and it's amazing to me that these guys who were on drugs and out gang banging, probably killed a few people, can't forgive other folk of their
I do
sins.
forgive you.
Now, what if I went around and told him, Doc, you remember you was in the street in the gutter doing everything and reminding him of his past? That's wrong.
Yeah.
But back to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. I had a baby out of wedlock. Yes, we had that. Repented of that.
Yeah.
Got married to my wife in a secret wedding. None of y'all knew. Okay. Then we had all the loving that we wanted to. And then when you have sex like I do, you have babies. Okay. It's the bottom line. And she was pregnant when we actually had the public wedding. Now those are facts. Anything else is fiction.
I think we need to use this as an opportunity to get a seat at the table, because with what's happening in Ferguson, across the board, police departments, cities are open to dialogue more than ever before. And just as a small example, in Long Beach, there was something that happened in the news years past. I called the chief, and we had dialogue about it. And they put together a use of force committee. And in this use of force committee, we're not just looking at, again, police officers, but you have members of the community, stakeholders, who have a seat at the table, who are educated on their use of force, but also help influence the process as it relates to, again, how we see it from our vantage point. And I think that will go a long way at a higher level for, the community to begin to cry out to police departments and to government agencies to allow us to have a seat at the table as it relates to what's acceptable, as it relates to use of force, and how people will be penalized when they don't follow, again, that system. So I think that we've got to be strategic about this. Frustration is good, protest is good. It gets the attention of the media, but I think we've got to have a process to follow our proclamation.
I believe that, yes, we need to use our platforms to speak because it's happening. It's just not happening there in Ferguson. A lot of times God will allow certain things to happen to cause the corruption to come to the surface. And that's what I feel with this situation. This corruption has been there all the time. It's been police brutality and police mishandling these young people for a long time. That's why NWA wrote the song back in the day. I'm not gonna say the name of the song, but they've been feeling it in the culture for years. In Detroit City, I'm from Detroit. It's been in Detroit in the hood. So certain things has to happen in order for people, the nation, to see that we got to correct some things.
Racism, sexism, social classism is running rampant here in the United States of America. So I'm getting together with a coalition of preachers, and we're getting ready to do a march on Washington very soon so we can change some legislature here. We want to have a roundtable discussion with parents. We need parenting classes. We need mentoring classes. We need preachers to go down in prayer. There's a scripture that I love to quote. It says, if my people,
which are
called by my name, will humble themselves and pray. And God said, and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. I'll forgive their sin and I'll heal the land. The land is in need of healing from sea to shining sea.
It starts with prayer.
In the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, to here in the United States, to South Central, people are fed up. And we're living in the last days, and it's time for us to wake up and redeem the time. and get right before we get left.
People are not really interested in preachers sitting around quoting scriptures.
Right.
That's the truth. They want to know how we really are. They want to see us turn up a little bit. So there's a little turn up for cameras. That is a little bit, just so we can keep people engaged and entertained while we get our message out there.
And how does the Bible impact your life when you run into a challenge? That's what they want to know. They're out there having problems and challenges and restraining forces coming against them. And as preachers, we're human, so we're of like passion. We have problems and challenges just like them. They want to know, how do you take that Bible and get the word out of the word and let it become a reality in your life? And so show us that in a very practical and relevant way. And I think Preachers of LA, we're beginning to portray that, because
and that's why they're sitting on the edge of their
more
seat,
transparent than ever,
tuned in. And it's not just to see cars and houses and clothes. I think people are tuned in on the edge of their chairs. What gives Preachers of LA the advantage, I think, over many of the other reality shows, is that people want to know, are these guys living what they're preaching to us?
That's right.
You know, if they're not doing it, not attempting to do it, it actually, I think, subconsciously gives people license to just do whatever they want to do in their lives. But if we are in fact, you know, attempting to live the lives that we're preaching to others, it lets people know there is a standard that we're reaching for. And so again, I think that's what keeps people hooked. Are these guys, you know, can we live what you've preached to me?
And even if you have a problem with the show, you have to look at it on the bigger scale, because in the sea of so many television shows that are putting negative images out there of even the black man, you know what I'm saying? Just so much out there. You know what I'm saying? Here is 1 hour of good, faith-based, challenging, thought-provoking television.
You said something so profound, Dietrich. You have black men here. We know we have Jay, who's a Caucasian guy, but he understands the drudgery of the ghetto as well. But in light of Mike Brown, in light of Garvey, who was choked, we've been through the experiences. Dietrich is from Detroit.
East side.
They're going through the water situation right now.
Flooded.
Okay. My brother here, Pastor Wayne Chaney, from Long Beach, very notorious. Snoop Dogg came out of Long Beach. I'm from Compton. I was a Compton Crip. So those guys like Mike Brown, those young guys who are walking around without purpose, without projects, I like to call them WOPs. They're just men walking around without projects, W-O-P. But they got to understand, we sat where they sat. And if God could bring us out, there's no secret what God can do. What he's done for us, he can do for you. Whether it's pimping, gangbanging, having babies out of wedlock, or just very conservative, but yet can relate. What I love about Wayne, he has the swag of an intelligentsia and also can understand the ghetto. God has really talented him with a great grace, Dr. Chaney there. So Preachers of LA gives it all to you. I know this is not accidental that Preachers of LA is coming to such
timing is everything.
It's all providential. And this show is one of the most phenomenal, not just reality shows, but television presentations that's out there today. Period.
Produced well.
So God really blessed the world.
Promoted well.
With Preachers of LA. It shows you what to do and what not to do. You're not a machine, so the choice is up to you.
I'm Pastor Wayne Chaney from Preachers of LA. Make sure you tune in every Wednesday at 10/9 Central, only on Oxygen.
You heard the man. I'm Dietrich Haddon. Tune in on Oxygen, Preachers of LA, every single Wednesday. Keep it locked.
My name is Bishop Ron Gibson, and I approve their message.